Before Illinois was the land of Lincoln, before the first shots were fired at Fort Sumter, before the northern Shoshone Territory known as Agua Pion, or River of the West, became Oregon, the 33rd state, in 1859. Before all of that, there was the Kellogg Dam. Immediately around it is a vulnerable community. And it is because of all the things that dams bring, in terms of the pollution, in terms of the impoundment, the toxicity. If you have the means, you get away from that. And so who's left are the vulnerable communities that then have to deal with a dam that serves no purpose.
This is Kellogg Dam. It was built for a flour mill that was selling flour and grain to the gold rush miners in California. The mill stopped operating in 1890. The guy who built it just walked away, and the dam was left in place. We could have done the project then with one box of dynamite and a mule and a cart, and we would have had a free-flowing Kellogg Creek. Highway 99E was built on top of the dam and built into the structure, as you can see.
Why was it not removed with that wagon of dynamite? Why is it still here? Whose river gets restored and why? Why are these structures here in certain neighborhoods when less than 3 miles away, they're not? And you have a beautiful top 10 botanical garden. That is the Crystal Springs Rhododendron Garden. It is stunning in every way. And you think, this should be everywhere. It's not. We don't realize that we're literally standing on a dam. We're driving over a dam. Like, this is why we don't have access to a river, is because of this dam. Like, it's all interconnected, yet we don't even see it.
So the project is to remove the dam, replace the aging bridge with an earthquake-resilient structure, put a trail that will allow people to walk from Willamette River in Milwaukie Bay Park to downtown Milwaukee, and then restore a healthy stream where the impoundment is. Where restoration happens is fundamentally about people. How do we make sure everybody has access to nature? This is in a city center, next to a high school.
In particular, Milwaukie High School is over 50% BIPOC and 60% free lunch. There will be a complete connectivity, green space connectivity between the high school and the middle school, getting the kids involved in science, monitoring. Once all of this is removed and you can walk under, you can see how it's going to be so much safer for them to have just a normal school activity. It's about equity of having green space, equity of temperature. Yes, it's important for the salmon and the lamprey and all the species that we talk about, but it's also important for the humans.
It's going to be 96 degrees today. Where there are trees makes a huge difference. And we're on the side of the river that doesn't have them.
These people that have suffered this injustice and suffered living in this heat now get to have a say in what it looks like now and what it can become.
The community has wanted this for decades. I started working on it in 2018, and there have been people who had already been working on it for 20 years.
That's what I'm really looking forward to, is knowing that I've been able to live through what it looked like kind of a before and an after, when there was this crazy little fish ladder and a bridge sitting on top of a dam, both of which will collapse in an earthquake. To know what it'll look like and to see that this impoundment, quote, lake is gone, just to be able to see that, I think that to me is what gives me hope. That's going to be super cool to see that within just a few years. We're starting to hear like, hey, green space in cities is a thing, and particularly in vulnerable communities that don't have it. And this can kind of help us with all the onslaught that's coming in terms of all the climate change and heat effects and all the things we're going to be suffering. We're not helpless in all of this. We can do things to make that better.